Okay. Welcome everybody in Club 333 and everybody on Zoom. Let's record this. What do you think? That sounds like a good idea. Okay. So we're here for our weekly United We Mentor. I know you haven't seen my face in a couple of weeks. I've been trying to, what it was I was buried under boxes and construction materials and I could not go live. So we've done a watch party for a couple weeks, but we're back to our regularly scheduled program. And we have a special guest today, and I'm very excited because, number one, I love him and think he is like the best person ever. But also, I know that he is an expert on the topic of loyalty rewards. And I'm going to be honest with you, we're struggling a little bit. And it's funny because we haven't really in the past, in the history of our team, that's always been sort of a strong suit. And we are struggling a bit at the moment with getting people on LRP, customer retention. So I want to give a quick commercial before we get started that it's not too late to start this program if you didn't know about it or you haven't done it. But my friend Tanya Cottrell, who is a very, very successful Blue Diamond, and some of her leaders, Crystal Garvin and Melissa Morgner, are doing a retention rate training that is free and it's open to all of doTERRA. And I've been in the group and it is like, I want to share every one of the posts with you. That's how good they are. So you need to join that group. I'm telling you, if you're serious about retention, especially if you've seen a dip in your pay and your volume recently, or you know that you have people on your team who are maybe really great enrollers, but they're not so great with having those same people continue to order. And how you can tell is if you're enrolling people and your volume's not going up. It's like they're going out the back door at the same speed that they're coming in. It's like a revolving door. And by the way, that's not residual income. That's not. You're still in sales. You're still hauling buckets if you've got that issue going on. And that's a lot of work to not be getting the results. So if you're enrolling double-digit people, you should be rank advancing. Like 60 to 90 days, you should be rank advancing. That's just a fact. So if that's not happening, there's an issue with retention. So we're not gonna cry about it. We're not gonna be sad about it. We're not gonna beat ourselves up. We are just gonna go to the expert. Okay. So I know that Roger's an amazing expert at this, and here's how I know is number one, he went diamond in like 5 seconds. So, and he stayed there. Okay. He's been solid and he's growing. And so you don't do that without LRP. Impossible. So he knows how to get people on LRP. The other reason I know that he's an expert on this is because everywhere I go, I hear people talking about a training that he did on this very topic. And I'm like, okay, we're just going to bring it right straight to my people. And so I'm going to turn as much time over to him as I can. But I want to give him a proper introduction. I know you probably read his bio, but for me, I want to say that I've always admired Roger. He is just like the kindest hearted person, super fun, and he knows what he's doing. Those are like my 3 favorite things, really, all in one package. And so Roger and I don't get to see each other much. We're at opposite ends of the country. And so when we do run into each other at an event, it is a major celebration that I get to give him a big Roger hug. So I really hope that you will give him your attention, write down your questions, and when he's got a second to take questions, ask him. Pick his brain while you have the chance. If you're on Facebook and you can't ask because you're on Facebook, then go ahead and type your question and I'll ask it. If you're not on camera and you don't want to be on camera because frankly, you have baby spit up on you, I get it. So use the chat button at the bottom and just type your question and I'll make sure he sees it, okay? So just utilize this time to get information from the expert. And and don't give me credit for this quote because it sounds a little rude. And I don't need any help sounding more abrupt than I already do. So, but Kirk Duncan says this thing about stop complaining, get some training, okay? Which I really love. And it rhymes, and so that's why we're going to use it, even though it doesn't sound like it has unicorns and sparkles coming out of it. Not that I ever have that, but the point is that if you're struggling in this area, don't get sad and quit and give up and bury your head in the sand. That's what a lot of us tend to do is we retreat when we start to see like we're not getting the results that we used to, or not getting the results that we want. Reach out and ask for help. And so I know we're having a struggle with this area. I'm going to tell you how I know really quick. And again, we're not criticizing, we're finding a problem so that we can solve it. We're solving it right now. So you guys know Tasha. She's amazing. She's on top of everything. Okay. She's like the person who makes me look like I know what I'm doing. And she said the other day, Deanna, you need to bring somebody on here about LRP and retention. And the reason why is because almost every time I go in and look at a new enrollee to see if they've placed an LRP, there's like nobody doing an LRP. And I'm just like, holy crap. So we're missing something in our process, and we need to go back and figure that out before we move forward again, because we don't want to just keep enrolling this revolving door of people. We want to grow. And most importantly, let's not forget why we do this. We want to help people have solutions for their health. And LRP is the way to get that for them. It really, really is. We want people to afford their oils. LRP is the way that they can afford to get what their family needs. So I'm going to let Roger tell you all his genius about how to do that. I'm going to get you up here on the big screen. Do you have a share button, by the way?
I do.
Okay, good. So that's working.
Yep, it's there. Awesome.
All right.
Right on. Thank you, Deanna. That's awesome. I love to hear how people introduce me, and that makes me happy that those are my things. So that's good. You guys are beyond blessed to have her as your leader. That's all I can say. I want to just trade teams for a little while and let her lead my team because when I started doTERRA out, I'd been in sales and management training. I've done all that, and a lot of people said, "Well, well, that's why you hit diamond so fast." No, I hit diamond so fast because I had a really quick understanding of how important LRP is, and I figured it out. So it took me 20 months to hit diamond. I didn't maintain that the whole time. I do need to correct that. I had a little bit of a slip, but that was because I got caught up in my life and forgot the important things. And as soon as I went back to the important things, it went back up. And these are the important things. So you said something that I want to speak to first that I think is really important. First, how much time do I have?
We usually go until noon, which is whatever time your time. So that's an hour.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Okay. Cool. So first thing I want to stress that I think is so important. Our title, our job is wellness advocate. Our job is to advocate for the wellness of our customers, because 90% of the time they aren't doing it for themselves, or they don't know how to do it for themselves, but they came to us because they recognize that we have something. They said yes because they recognize that we have something to offer them. If we enroll someone and then do not get them on LRP, we have failed in our job. That's my belief. That's my opinion. And I take my job very, very seriously. I have never, ever gone into a presentation, a one-on-one, a class, or anything thinking, oh my gosh, how much money am I going to get from this? Or how much commission am I going to get from this sale? And that's what the mindset I was in when I was in sales. Now, the thing I love about doTERRA is I walk into these events thinking, oh my gosh, who's going to have a great problem today that I can help them solve? And that's our job as a wellness advocate. Take your job very seriously. And I go as far as my team is saying, take that job very seriously or don't do it, because there's nothing worse than advocating for someone's wellness to get them enrolled and then dropping them. That can be devastating to people. So it's really important that we do this right. So that brings up something though. People hear, well, all the things I'm going to talk about to get an LRP, and there's a lot of people in doTERRA that have this consciousness that kicks in right away. But I don't want to be pushy. You have to forgive me. I just ran a race in some dust, and I woke up for whatever it is in the morning, and I'm coughing really bad. So I have an on-guard lozenge in, and I'm going to try not to cough too bad. But people say, hey, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be a salesman. Two things with that. Number one, we sell oils, guys. Like, figure that out. But you can do it from a way that's not salesy. When I contact people and I have my membership overviews and I talk about LRP and I enroll them, it's not about selling them. It's about helping them. And that's where my heart is. And I know that not everybody has the same personalities, but again, I'm going to go back to, if we take our job as a wellness advocate seriously, then that's where we come from. And then it's not a sales job. Even if you're brand new, people view you as the expert because you know more than they do. You are the essential oil expert. You're the person that when you advise them, they're going to take your advice because you know more than they do. And it's important to have them to position yourself when you're talking in that place. Position yourself that, okay, this is what you need to do. This is what needs to happen. These are the products. These are the things. Speaking from a voice of authority gives you authority. But going in and saying, you know what, I'm not really sure. I think this might be the best thing for you, but you know what, I've never really used this. I don't know. Like that kind of conversation builds nothing but doubt. So position yourself when you're speaking to your people as though you're the expert, because you are, even if you're brand new. And here's how I got through that at the beginning was, I may not have known everything, but I know people who do, and I know where the resources are. So I can position myself as the expert because I'm the expert in knowing where to get them the information. So if you have that mindset, it helps kind of take away some of that stuff. So let's talk about why LRP is so important. One of the reasons, I think the key reason that I hit Diamond in less than 2 years is because I got everyone on LRP. And I'm going to teach you how I did it and some things that I've developed since. Let's talk about 2 different wellness advocates. I've got one wellness advocate on my team who always has 6 or more enrollments every month. That's pretty impressive. She had 11 last month. Then I have another wellness advocate who only enrolls about 2 or 3 people a month. The person who's enrolling 2 or 3 people a month is rank advancing more than the one who's enrolling 6 to 10 people a month, because she's not getting people in LRP. LRP is the key. You can enroll 10,000 points in new volume and hit silver today, but if you don't put those people in LRP, then you're still an executive tomorrow. So it's critical that you understand that LRP is the key to building a pipeline instead of hauling buckets. If you're enrolling people just for Fast Start checks, you are hauling buckets and you will never build a residual income. Fast Start is meant to help sustain us while we're starting. It's not meant to help build a business. All right, now that I've said all that, let's move on. So there's 2 pieces that I think are critical in getting people in LRP. Number 1 is what I call selling the big 5. So selling the big 5 to me is, in my class, I stress these 5 products so much, and I tell testimonial stories, and I tell my own stories, and I help people build the value of these 5 products: Lifelong Vitality Pack, DDR Prime, Balance. I've added Copaiba to that now, and and frankincense. I teach people the value of those products. You teach people the value. To me, it's non-negotiable. If you're serious about your health, and if you want to improve your health, whether it be physical or emotional, and you're not on Terrazyme, not frankincense. I knew I was forgetting something. It's Terrazyme. So Lifelong Vitality Pack, DDR Prime, Terrazyme, Copaiba, and it's still so early in my life, I forgot the other one. You guys have that. I'm going to tell you where you can get the resources to learn all this. So get people on Lifelong Vitality Pack and DDR Prime and Terrazyme. That's an LRP order every single month. Every single month. And it's over 125 PV, which gives them their free product every month. Everybody likes stuff for free. So if you're not teaching, especially those 3, Terrazyme, DDR Prime, and Lifelong Vitality Pack, if you're not teaching those effectively, then you're going to have a hard time getting people to see the value of them. So my story is that LLV is the reason I'm alive, like truly. And it saved my life. And I have a very powerful story around it. If you don't have that story, you can still talk about how great it is. You can still use my story. You can use somebody else's story. You can talk about the promise. You can talk about the guarantee. And here's what I do. And this sounds crazy, and you guys do not have to do this. It's what I do because I believe in it so much. I tell people, doTERRA has a money-back guarantee on this for 30 days. You take it as directed. You don't get the results. You don't change your life. Like, that's the words on the box. Think about those words, guys. That is a really powerful promise. If it doesn't change your life in 30 days, you get your money back. Like, that's pretty ballsy. So I tell people, look, here's the deal. You take it for 30 days. If it doesn't change your life, you call me at the end of those 30 days. I'm going to help you get your money back, and then I'm going to write your check for $79.50. You're going to get a double money back guarantee from me because that's how much I believe in it. I offer that. You don't have to, but I offer that because I believe in it, because I've only had one person in 6 years ask me for a refund. And they called me the next day and said, never mind, can you order me another box? I have a belief in that product. I've never had to write that $79.50 check ever, because I have a belief in the product and I know how good it works. So that's the first key, getting people on LRP, is teaching about products that are going to get them on LRP. Lifelong Vitality Pack, DDR Prime, and Terrazyme. Everyone should be taking those. Everyone. If you breathe, if you have a heartbeat, you should be taking those 3 products. If you're not, then you should be, so that you can then teach people that as well. So that's one of my big things, is making sure that people understand the value of those products. Very, very, very important. The next component that I think is even more critical getting people on LRP is doing a good membership overview, lifestyle overview, new member overview, wellness consult, whatever you want to call it. It's critical, and it's not optional. A membership overview is not an optional thing for my customers. When I enroll them, I'm like, okay, great, we've got you enrolled. The next step is to schedule your membership overview to help you learn about your account and learn about some of these products. When is the best time for you to have that? I have an opening Tuesday at 3 and Thursday at 6. Which one of those is best for you? I don't say, I'll contact you later, we'll get together. I set it up right there so it's on my calendar, because that is the next step. It's like leading somebody halfway down a path and then leaving them without any guidance on where to go. And one of the best sales techniques is saying, I've got 2 options. These are the 2 dates I have. Which one works best for you? Not when's a good time, because that leaves it so open. And if neither of those times work, they're going to say, oh, neither one of those is good. Okay, what about this time or this time? And you do that until you find a time that works. And you schedule your membership overview. Now, a membership overview needs to happen in person if possible. I know that's not always possible. You can do it over Zoom or over Facebook Live, or not Facebook Live, over Facebook video chat or FaceTime or whatever. You can, but it's not ideal. I want to be face-to-face, person-to-person, because that's powerful. They hear your words differently when you're face-to-face. They feel your energy differently when you're face-to-face. They listen to what you're saying differently when there's no other distractions. So if possible, set your membership overview to be in person. And so I even have one person who does a membership overview class once a month. And she tells her new customers, I've got this night scheduled that all my new customers are coming and we're going to learn together. I'm going to give away some prizes. It's going to be super fun. And I'm going to teach you all together. Come to this. If that's what you need to do, then do it. If that works for you, find a way to make it work for you, that you have your membership overview, if possible, in person. Yes, ideally they don't all happen that way. I wish they did. But if you could do it in person, it's important. Other thing important about wellness consults is they should be an hour. Take the time. Your job as a wellness advocate. You're not advocating for their wellness if you rush through this consult just to be done because you're worried you're taking too much of their time. I tell them, this is your next step. It takes about an hour. It's super important. I promise you, you're going to understand how important it is when we're done. And I'm even going to bring you some goodies. So it's important that you set it up right. It is the next step in their process of health. It's like they're not going to walk into the doctor's office, see the doctor once, get diagnosed, get their pharmacy, their medications, whatever, and then say, okay, doc, I'll never see you again. They're going to go back. That's our job, is to make sure they know this is the next step for follow-up. So a couple other things that I think are really important before I go into some other stuff. Make sure that you teach your customers, especially people that have never really been into natural health, that have never really used oils or any of these other products. You want to make it as simple as you can for them. And you want to teach them how to keep it simple. You want to teach them oil hacks. You want to teach them about roller bottles. You want to teach them about having a spray bottle on hand. You want to really give them the information to make sure that it's simple. Teach them not to put their oils in a case somewhere, but to put them out in the house where they use them. Put them in the kitchen, put them in the bathroom, put them on the nightstand, put them in your office. Like, that's what gets people to use oils. Another thing that's really helped me a lot is teach people how to diffuse. When people diffuse, their oil usage increases significantly. Make sure they have a diffuser. There's lots of resources to get them. You can get them from doTERRA. You can get them from a lot of other places. I'm not going to go there, but teach them how to diffuse, and teach them the value of diffusing and why it's important. Because when they're diffusing, they're using oils and they're seeing the impact in their health. Okay, so one other thing before I go over my worksheet. It's also important to set up protocols for them. And that's part of what the wellness overview does. I love the Live Guide. That is what I do my membership overviews with. There is, and Dean or somebody, if you can write this in the chat or in the comments or whatever, I'm going to tell you where to go to watch some of my videos so you can really see me on a repeat how to do this. Go to comfortzonesuck.com. That's my website. And it's 2 S's, so comfort zones plural. comfortzonesuck.com/archive. That takes you to all of my webinar videos. I do a free webinar once a month for everyone in doTERRA. If you're not subscribed to that, you can subscribe on that page. But there is a video there of me doing a wellness overview, a new member overview, so that you can watch me do it with the Live Guide and see how I do it. I'm not going to go through the Live Guide with you today because there's lots of training on that. But when you go through the Live Guide, go through the Live Guide. Like, don't skip it. Don't skip pages. Like, go through it. That's why this should take an hour, because our job is to help them set up these protocols. When you set up protocols for people, you know what to do. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm not a commercial for it. I love the Oil Magic book. I use it in my consults because it has protocols. Whatever I can do to make it simple for my people, I make it simple. I give them protocols so that they know what to do. This is what you're going to do morning, afternoon, and evening. These are the products you need. And that helps them know what to do and helps them get on LRP. It makes LRP super simple when they have those protocols. Okay, I'm going to share your screen. So actually, before I do, I'm going to tell you a quick story about me and how this developed. So I have a confession to make. Even when I was a new diamond, excuse me, there were some doTERRA products that I was not using in my house. And the reason why is because I had a mindset that I realized I was passing on to my customers, and I had to change it. And that mindset was order your 125 points and get your free product. And so every month I would order my 125 points and I would stop. And then usually my 125 points were my supplements, an oil or two, and I was at my 125 points. And that was the mentality because that's what I was taught, get to your 125 points. So I would get to my 125 points, I'd place my order. And then a couple days later, I realized I'm out of shampoo, so I'd run to Target and buy some shampoo. I realized I was out of mouthwash, so I'd go buy my mouthwash or deodorant or all of the consumables that doTERRA has. So one month when I was prepping a training for my team, I had this realization that I'm a huge hypocrite because I can't expect people to use these products if I'm not using these products. So I made myself a challenge because my mindset at the time, I had a big mindset around money, and my mindset was, oh, this stuff is expensive from doTERRA. I can get it cheap at Target. I got to be honest with you. This is where I'm at. So I made a challenge with myself. I said, okay, for 90 days, I'm going to buy all of this stuff from doTERRA and nowhere else in one big order every month. And I'm going to see if it affects my budget. And I'm going to see if it makes any difference. So my first month that I did it, I added all this stuff into my cart and I about had a heart attack when I saw how much my LRP order was. But I promised myself I would do it for 90 days. So I did it for 90 days. And between the LRP rewards I get and just how great our products are, I spent no more money than I was spending before. Because what was happening before is I would spend my money with doTERRA and then I would go spend a few dollars here with Target, a few dollars there at the store, another few dollars there at the store, another few dollars there at the store, through the whole month buying all this other stuff as I was running out instead of buying it all at once. So I was already spending all that same money. I was just spending it scattered throughout the month instead of at one chunk. Because when I was done with my 90 days, I realized I wasn't spending any more money. And so, oh, sorry guys, my phone rings on my computer and makes lots of weird noise. So I'm gonna have to, I don't know if you guys hear that, it's just a little dance music we're gonna have for the call. But anyway, it'll stop in a second. So this is how I developed this worksheet that I now use in my loyalty reward or in my wellness consults that has been invaluable to me. I call it my lifestyle overview amendments. I'm going to share it with you on the screen. I am sorry about that noise. I don't know, there we go, it stopped. Okay, so after I do my full lifestyle overview using the Live Wellness or the Live Guide, I pull this sheet out. And I hand it to my customer and I have them fill it out. It's critical that they fill this out, not you. That's a very important piece. excuse me. So first things I just have them write, which stores do you currently buy your personal care, home care, and healthcare products? And they're going to write down Target, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon, whatever. And then I have them write, okay, what are the loyalty programs that these stores give you? Do you get gas points, rebates, coupons, whatever? How much do they give back to you every month when you shop there? And I let them fill that out. For some of them, they get 10 cents off on their gas. That's a big win, right? Or, you know, they get a few little minor rebates or coupons, but I want them to write it down and I want them to know. And then I'm going to ask them this. I'm going to hand them the sheet and I'm going to say, go through these two columns right here. Go through these two columns and put a check mark next to everything that you buy anywhere. And then estimate how much you spend on each product. And I just let them go. And I let them fill it out. It takes a couple minutes. Sometimes it's awkward that we're quiet and it's like, you want to like talk. No, just shut up and let them fill it out. It's really important that they do this piece on their own. And then what I'm doing while they're filling it out is I open up the calculator on my phone and I start totaling the cost column as they fill it out, just to make it easier and save time. Then when they're done filling it out, I give them the total and I have them put it in, you know, let me do my little annotate thing here so I have them put it in this, and then I put the total in this column right here, okay? So I have them write their total for whatever the products were here. Then I multiply that by 0.10, which is 10%, I put it here, multiply by 30%, and I put it here. I have another video that teaches you how to do this on my archive page if you guys need to see that. So I'll explain. I don't explain why I have those numbers. I don't tell them anything yet. I just have them fill it out, and that's where we stick it. That's where we stop, okay? So now, once they fill that out, I take the form back and I use the bottom of the sheet right here. Sorry, I stopped that. I just want to draw. So I use this piece of the sheet right here down the bottom. And I start writing in these columns the doTERRA equivalent for what they said. So they say vitamins, I'm going to write lifelong vitality. They say protein shakes, I'm going to write down shrimp shakes. If they write muscle rub, I'm going to write deep blue. If they write mud mask, I'm going to put, you know, doTERRA spa mask, whatever. So I'm going to fill out the bottom part with the doTERRA equivalent of all the products that they're using, okay? All right. So when that's done, then I'm going to give them the sheet back. And I'm going to say, okay, I want you to go through and in the little tiny line next to the products that I just wrote, I want you to prioritize these. All the stuff that you're going to run out of in the next 30 days gets a 1. The stuff you're going to run out of in 30 days or in 60 days gets a 2, and 90 days gets a 3. So then they're going to go down and they're going to prioritize all these products, excuse me, on how often they buy it or how urgently they need it. Now remember, the last step in the Live Guide was for me to set up a protocol for them, a 90-day protocol using the wellness consult sheet in that Live Guide. I set up a 90-day protocol for them already. We just finished that. We have not opened their computer yet. We have not done anything else yet. We did the wellness consult, then I went to this page. So now I take all of the stuff they put a number 1 by, and I add it to their first month LRP order on their wellness consults. I take all the stuff they put number 2 and I add it to the second month, and on number 3, I add it to the third month. Excuse me. So now that we do this, now I open up the computer with them. We log into their account, and I show them how to set up their loyalty reward order. And I set up their first loyalty reward order with all of the stuff from their wellness consult priority 1 first month loyalty reward order, and all the stuff they made a priority 1 here, the stuff they're going to be running out of in the next 30 days. Now, we already talked about loyalty rewards with them and the point about the rebate. So now I come back to this, and at this point, we haven't talked about money. And here's another thing too. When I talk about loyalty rewards, I never talk about 100 points. I never talk about 125 points, other than just to tell them, when you get 125 points, you get this free product. If we tell people all you got to do is 125 points, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do 125 points and they're going to stop. So what I tell people instead is set up your loyalty rewards order. All you need to maintain it is just order something every month. And I'm going to teach you how to use it right. So I'm going to help them set up their first cart, their first loyalty rewards cart. And every single time when I'm done, they're like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. That's too expensive, Roger. I can't do all that. And I say, okay, cool. I totally understand that. but I want to show you something now. And then I pull the sheet back out and I bring them back to these columns where we multiplied it by 0.1 and 0.3, and I show them. Remember this box up here where you said that where you shop now, they don't give you anything back, right? You might get 10 cents in gas, but that's going to give you what, $1 a month, okay? That's not going to give you that much money. Look in this column right here that we filled out. 10% of what you buy right now at the store, the average human being, the average American spends anywhere from $150 to $350 a month on home care and personal care products. If they got 10% of that back, I asked them, if you went to Walmart, because you wrote Walmart in your first box, if you went to Walmart and they gave you back 10% of everything you spent there every month, would that make a difference in where you shop? Because see, here with the loyalty rewards program, that's how much you're going to get right now as a new customer. But here's the cool thing. After a year, this 10% turns into 30%, and that's what this number is in this box. If you keep shopping at Walmart for a year and they gave you 30% back of all of your purchases every month, you would never shop at another store again. That's what doTERRA does for you. Look at how much you're spending at Walmart. And we show them, they told us that. They wrote this, I didn't. That's why it's important to have them fill this out. This is how much you're spending at Walmart. All I'm asking you to do is quit spending that money there. There's a couple reasons why, and this is something really important I tell them. When you spend that money at Walmart, and I'm just using Walmart for an example because it's one people are going to put down. When you spend that money at Walmart, you're making the Walton family really rich. You're helping people who live in some ivory tower that you don't even know. We don't know what they do with their money. We don't know what, yeah, Walmart does some social good with it. I'm not going to say they don't. But when you shop at doTERRA, here's the magic. When you shop at doTERRA, this money you spend, it goes to help me and other people that you know and that I know. It helps people put food on their table. It helps people pay their bills. It doesn't help some CEO get richer. But the more important thing to me is what doTERRA does with your money. And then I talk about healing hands. And I'll even pull up a video on healing hands on YouTube and give them a tissue and let them see how important healing hands is. When you spend money with doTERRA, your money does this. I would rather spend my money with a company that helps people the way doTERRA does than anything else in the world. This is the value of spending your money somewhere else. Also, when you shop at Walmart, when you buy all these products from Walmart, you're getting products that you don't know what the ingredients are. It takes forever to even research and Google some of the ingredients sometimes. Oh my gosh, one time I tried to Google my laundry detergent. It took me an hour and a half to finally get to the bottom of their website that told me what the actual ingredients were in it. And they were scary. When you shop at Walmart or Target, you're getting ingredients that are not only not good for your family, but they're hurting your family. When you purchase products from doTERRA, you're purchasing products that are beneficial for your family, that are non-toxic, that are clean, that are helping them, that are helping your family be well and healthy. Look at all the benefits of shopping here versus there. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm talking to you just like you're my customer. If you go to the doctor with these problems, he's going to tell you this, or she. They're going to say, look, give me 90 days to see what this new protocol we're going to put you on works. We'll reevaluate and we'll go from there. That's all I'm asking you today. Give me 3 months. Give me 3 months of shopping this way. And let's see what happens to your life. Because my job is to help you have a life of wellness and vitality. And I can promise you, because I've seen it for 6 years, that when I sit down with you in 90 days, your life is going to be different than it is today because you switched to these products. In fact, can we set up an appointment right now for me to come back and see you in 90 days? And I'm going to set up an appointment right then to sit down with them in 90 days, because in 90 days after being on LRP, they are primed to be sharers and builders. And I'm going to sit down with them in 90 days and I'm going to look at this and I'm going to tell them this. If in 90 days I sit down with you and this didn't work for you, I'm going to help you cancel your loyalty rewards order if you want to. I'm just asking you to trust me. I'm asking you to trust a company that does massive good in the world. And for 90 days, let's make this happen and see what happens. I've never had anybody say no, guys. It just simply works. It's logical. People like logic. It makes sense. People want to see good done in the world. People want to see their family be healthy. And to help them see they're already spending this money. I had somebody tell me something really recently that I really loved, that I thought was cool. She said, I don't talk about oils for loyalty rewards. I tell my customers to wait until 200 PV months and BOGO months to get their oils. Loyalty rewards should be about consumables, about all this stuff. I thought that was a brilliant idea. Because if you get somebody who's not truly using the oils a lot and you get them on loyalty rewards, they're going to call you inevitably in about 6 months and say, you know what, I have more oils than I know what to do with. I don't know what to do. So I tell them, look, just buy the oils you need. And then on the BOGO months and the 200 PV months, that's when you stock up. But just on your consumables alone, you're going to have so much product that you're using on a monthly basis that you need to buy over and over and over again. But it's products that are going to help you and your family. So that's how I use this worksheet. And I show them the money. I show them the dollar figure. I show them what's happening and how this is going to benefit their life and financially, their health. I talk about vitality when I talk to people. I have what I call three vitality killers: emotional vitality, physical vitality, and financial vitality. By you converting your home to these products the way that I'm showing you, you're going to address all three of those. Your physical health is going to improve, your emotional health is going to improve, and your financial health is going to improve. Not because I'm asking you to do my MLM with me, but because you're spending your money wisely. That's good financial oversight. And here's the thing is they filled this out. I didn't. So they can't argue with it because they filled it out. So I recently started doing another product. Sorry, just check my notes. I recently started buying a product for one of my kids, and this company, I love the way that this rep sold me on it. He said, I'm starting you out on a 90-day trial, which means you're going to get this product every month for 90 days. And at the end of those 90 days, we'll reevaluate it. That makes sense to me because I'm not going to see if this product's going to make a difference in a month many times. But in 3 months, I can sit down and say, wow, this worked or this didn't work. And it's amazing. One other thing I forgot to say that I do here. So I'm helping them set up their first loyalty rewards order right now. So I know what date it is. So I know that we set up their order for the 12th of every month. So I'm going to ask them this. All you need to do every month, I set up your first loyalty reward order. Before the 12th of next month, after your order ships, we need to change your order to this second column right here. Do I have your permission to shoot you a text on the 10th to remind you to change your order? And if you need to, I'll even log in with you and help you do it. I get their permission. And then I go in my phone, my text message thing allows me to preset text messages. So I don't forget, I'll go in right now and I'll preset a text. Hey, Deanna, it's Roger, just touching base. Your order's about ready to ship. Can we get back on the phone, or do you need any help to switch it over to that second month order? And then I set it to pre-send on the 10th of next month, and then the 10th of the next month, and then the 10th of the next month, to make sure that they have the support to remember to change their order, because they may not see the reminder from doTERRA. They may not get the reminder from doTERRA. They're not going to remember because this is not part of their routine yet. They're going to get the same product next month. They're going to call you up and complain and quit. So I make sure that I serve my people that way. And it's really, really important to me. So those are some things that I do to help with that. I'm going to stop sharing this again. All right. So the question I'm always asked is, how do I get this form? This form is available on my website, comfortzonesucks.com/tools. So I do sell some of my tools, but I make that, like, I think this one costs like $5 or something. Like, it's ridiculous. You get the PDF, you can do whatever you want with it. You have it forever, you print it out. It's not like I'm doing like a monthly subscription or whatever. Get the tool and use it. And here's the deal. If you don't get this tool, still do it. You don't have to have the tool to do it. It's just something that makes it easy. But getting people to really understand the consumables is really where it's at. So that's everything I was going to talk about, I think. Yes. So do we have questions that I need to answer? I saw the chat box flying a lot. I don't stop while I'm talking because I chase too many squirrels.
The only thing, there's lots of comments about how amazing this is, and yes, that sheet is genius, and everyone should get that for sure. I also think this is just a note for my team real quick before I forget, is that I really think, and my qualifiers that are watching, keep me accountable on this. I really think that one of our weeks of Magic Beans should focus solely on consumables. We haven't done that enough. Now we do cover this on our Digging for Deals call. If you'll notice, we do focus on the hair products and the skin products and the LLV, but we need to do more educating on that in our user group, and then we need to focus an entire week on that. Okay, I love this. One of the questions, Roger, was somebody wants to know, what is the text system that you use that is giving you those reminders?
It's just one that came on my phone. There's a lot of them out there.
Okay.
The one I have an Android. I use one called Pulse. The one that came default on my Google phone didn't have a pre-schedule option, so I found Pulse. The one that I use, I think iPhone lets you do that automatically, or iMessage. My old Verizon one let me just do a search in your app store for different text apps and see which ones let you schedule future messages.
And we
a lot easier.
I like Enroll Pro. We've talked about that a lot in our team. Enroll Pro lets you schedule a task, and you can if you're when you do the lifestyle overview, you can immediately go in there and set up a task to follow up in 28 days or whatever to make sure that they know. So that's another way. One of the things that some people are commenting on is they feel that they're not knowledgeable enough on the Lifelong Vitality Pack to teach about it. And Roger, maybe you can say some things there. One of the things that I said that I want to say I learned this from Rob Young, who is the most knowledgeable person on LLV, is to focus on the benefits, not the features. Like, just tell people how it makes you feel and why you keep taking it. I don't think you have to know all the science. You're going to have like 1 out of every 100 clients that's like a herbalist that really wants to know what's in it. And you can always point them to the book. The Modern Essentials book breaks down every ingredient. But is there something you want to say, like, Roger, what helps you to feel confident about talking about LLV so much?
So here's the thing about me, guys, Ninja. I don't deal with science. You'll see a glazed look on that day convention on my face. Like I don't know what a terpene is. I don't know what modern. I don't know any of that stuff. And I'm still a diamond. So I talk about how it makes me feel. I teach. I'll tell you exactly how I teach LLV. It's very simple. I pull up my box of LLV. I say, this is the most important product on the planet. This is doTERRA's #1 selling product. I thought that was crazy. My story is that when I got involved with doTERRA, I enrolled. I knew oils. I liked oils. Oils were okay, but I just kind of put them in my drawer and I didn't really do anything else with it. But a year later, I was sick. I spent 8 months in bed. I couldn't walk from my kitchen to my living room. I dealt with a ton of pain, and over that time, I had 6 different doctors run the most insane tests that anybody should ever go through. And every single one of them, they looked at me at the end of the test and said, I don't have a clue what's wrong with you. So their answer was, here's another pain pill. I was taking sometimes up to 20 pills a day between antidepressants, because the pain meds and my depression, I was in a bad place, folks. Like, I couldn't work. I lost my business. I lost my clients. I was a single dad with 4 kids at home and 1 in college. I was on food stamps. I couldn't afford to buy my kid a $2 cheeseburger at McDonald's. Like, I was in a dark place. I was taking 20 pills a day, pain meds, antidepressants, anti-nausea because of the pain meds, sleeping pills. Like, I was in a rough place. I needed money. So I reached out to my friend who had got me into doTERRA because I knew she was making decent money. And I thought, you know what, I can sell stuff. So maybe I'll look at doTERRA. And I told her, I said, I'm not going to do this unless your product changes my life. I will not. I've done MLMs before and their products are good, but they're not life-changing. And I don't want to sell a product that I don't believe in. So she handed me a box of LLV and I laughed at her. I'm like, this is a freaking vitamin. You kidding me? Vitamins are not going to do anything for me right now. I need something that's going to change my life. And she told me about the guarantee and she said, Roger, try it. And so I did. And in less than 2 weeks, I was off all my meds and my life was back and my depression was gone and I felt good again. I said, this product is made for 3 main purposes. #1, it's going to give you the best nutrition you'll ever see. And I could go forever about the science behind that, but I can point you to where you can read it on your own better. But I can tell you this is a food grade nutrient. These are I've done a lot of research on supplements in my previous life, and this is the best supplement I've ever taken. This is the only supplement I've ever taken, and I have taken the most expensive supplements on the market. And I can tell you, this is the only supplement I have ever taken that I felt a difference after I took it. So nutrition, number one. Number two is it decreases inflammation in your body. Inflammation is the cause of everything. Every problem you have is because of inflammation. Once I started taking this product, it's funny, for 6 years or for 6 months, the doctors could not figure out what was wrong with me. They did MRIs and CAT scans. They couldn't see the problem. As soon as the inflammation was gone, they did another MRI and they're like, oh, there's the problem. They couldn't see it because I was so inflamed. Gets rid of your inflammation and it increases your energy. Who needs more energy in this room? Everyone raises their hand every time. That's why this product is magic, and that's why you should take this. This product has a 30-day challenge that if you take it for 30 days and it does not change your life, you get your money back. You have nothing to lose. And then I give them my double money back guarantee pitch. And I tell them, I know that sounds crazy, but I believe in this product that much. Take it for 30 days minimum. I'm going to challenge you to take it for 90 days because you're going to see the difference. Because the one person who ever asked me for a refund called me right back and said, oh my gosh, I didn't realize until I quit taking it how much good it had done for me. You guys have to take this product. It will change your life. That's my LLV pitch. That's how I sell it. And if you don't have a story like mine, use mine. Use somebody else. I know Deanna's got LLV stories. Use somebody else's that you know and tell them, you know what? I have a friend and this is what happened to him. Like, LLV is critical. It really is. And I tell people, you just gave me a list of your problems. Like this, you need to heal from the inside out. Like you need to get your body right before you start throwing anything else at it. That's what Lifelong Vitality Pack is going to do. So that's how I talk about Lifelong Vitality Pack. So I get a little passionate when I talk about it.
No, that's the thing. The passion is what sells it. The personal experiences is what sells it. And I'm going to go a step further than what Roger said. He said, like, if you don't have a story, use someone else's story. I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a story, go get a story. And how you get a story is you use the products. I'm just telling you, because the most healthy people that I know that say, like, I don't have any health problems to overcome. Like, I don't have depression. I'm not on medication. I don't have any health issues. I tell them, I dare you to take Lifelong Vitality Pack for 30 days and then just cold turkey stop it. I dare you. Because you that is in that peak wellness, watch and see how your body tells you, like, no, I really liked that. Please don't stop. Yeah. And every one of you guys that's watching, like, I know Tina has a story like that. I have a story like that. Like, by the time I started LLV, I was already super, super healthy. I'd worked really hard on my health at that point. I didn't think doTERRA had any business in the supplement field at all because they were an oil company. I was an oil girl straight. That's it. I didn't use any of the other products. And I got on LLV because my husband started taking it. And then he stopped. And in 72 hours of not being on it, I remembered why he was on it and why it worked. And I'm like, I need this in my life. Like, he was a completely different person when he was taking LLV than when he wasn't. Just his physically, emotionally, everything. And so that's why I started taking it. And I didn't feel anything. Jesus didn't show up to me in a vision. I didn't see angels. Nothing drastic happened when I took LLV. But so I'm like, maybe it's just for the, like, people that don't eat healthy, because I eat healthy food. So I stopped, and 3 days later, my body was screaming at me like, what have you done? What have you done to me? So you got to talk real clear and real plain like that to people. And when you don't have a story, it's because you haven't used the product. It's just like when I talk to people that are golds and platinums and diamonds that don't use the laundry detergent. I'm like, we have to use the products and have them in our house. And when you have a vent at your house and you've got, like, Walmart brand soap in your bathroom and Pantene in your shower, and you're not diffusing, like, every time somebody comes to my house, they should walk in the door, or my place of business, if I'm in control of that, they should walk in the door and say, oh, it smells so great in here. Mm-hmm. And they should see my diffusers going. It's the lifestyle, and that's how you get stories. When I have people on my team that are struggling with having stories to tell of their own, or they're telling the same story that they told back in 2013 when they started with the oils, like, yeah, I used lemon and my gout went away. I'm like, okay, you should have a new story every 72 hours. I want them to make that a challenge, that if you're really using the products and doing what Roger just said, like replacing crappy products that you're not making any money off of, you're not getting loyalty rewards points and free shipping off of, replace doTERRA products and use your diffuser every day. I dare you to give yourself 5 minutes in the morning where you just go and find something that smells good to you, put it in the diffuser and diffuse all day. I want to see what happens, because every 72 hours, you should have a big aha wow moment. And I will tell you that most of my aha wow moments come from diffusing.
Yep.
Diffuser blends to deal with the drama that's going on in my house and my life. And I don't think we talk about that enough. There should be that's exactly right. I use oils like spikenard and coriander that nobody knows what they're for, because I'm coming up with diffuser blends for the emotions benefits. So you need to have a big wow aha moment with the doTERRA product every 72 hours, or you haven't figured out how to live the doTERRA lifestyle. And until you're doing that and talking about it and asking your team to talk about it, we're going to be stuck in this whole thing of like, yeah, I stopped my LRP because I had this big oil stockpile that I'm not using. That is the most common reason why I hear people, not because they don't love doTERRA, not because they don't like you, not because the oils don't work, they don't know about the consumable products. And so this is genius. And I see now why everybody's like, you need to have him do this presentation, because this is what so many of you are missing is, number one, make sure that you talk about those 5 products. I agree. I have a life-changing story on DDR Prime. Like, I wouldn't be sitting here without DDR Prime. So tell those stories, talk about balance, talk about LLV, talk about Terrazyme in your presentation, do the lifestyle overview, schedule it the day of enrollment. If you don't know that, you haven't watched the video, the enrollment conversation, it's part of our process, guys. That video tells you what to say to make sure they take the next steps. I love Roger's way of using the Live Guide and getting them to choose the products that they need to be using and putting on their LRP. I love doing a reminder for them on their LRP. Get Enroll Pro. It is free. As long as you don't want to text with it, it's free. You can send an email reminder or pay $20 and you can text people. Personalized text. It's the genius program built for doTERRA. And then I love also setting up that 90-day check-in. Just going ahead and scheduling that. The best time to schedule a meeting, the next meeting, is when you're at the current meeting. Don't wait, because you're chasing them around like an annoying pest. But if you have an appointment, that's different. That's just like you're the doctor's office calling and saying, just calling to confirm your appointment for blah, blah, blah. Looking forward to seeing you. And by the way, bring a friend with you. Throw that in every single time you have a meeting. Hey, bring a friend. Let them hear all this. And then you're going to end up having a potential sign up from that as well. Okay. Any other questions for Roger? We've got him for another like 5 minutes. Unmute yourself.
I want to say something too real quick that you mentioned that I think is really important is when you have classes at your house or meetings for your team or anything, people will look in your cupboards in your bathroom. People will look in your shower. Trust me, I see it all the time. A long time ago, I went to one of my upline's house and I went in the bathroom and I found something that wasn't supposed to be there, and I hid it because my team was there. And I went in and I told her, hey, I just hid this, because I know she was mortified. But people will look. Like, if you follow the belief pyramid, which I think is the most ingenious thing in the world in doTERRA, the belief to hit elite is a belief in the products. And if you're not using all the products, then you don't get to build that belief. And you can't, like, I'll never forget when Diane slid that LLV across the table to me that very first day and said, here, Roger, this is going to change your life. What struck me more than anything else was her confidence and her belief. She knew that, here, okay, you want something to change your life? Here you go. There was no hesitation. There was no question. There was no doubt, because she knew. And that's what impressed me more than anything else. I'm like, wow, there must be something special in this box.
Yep.
This is awesome. Can I ask a quick question, Deanna? Do we have time?
Yes.
Hey, Roger. I'm Mary, and I just got through hearing all about you from other members on the Diamond Club incentive trip. This is so timely and so wonderful. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for this time. My question is this. I feel like I'm having a real aha moment, because I love the oil so much. I do use LLV. I do, and it's great. I mean, I didn't have a major illness that I had to deal with. So I'm kind of like Deanna. When I stop taking it, I can tell the difference. So I take it and I value it. But I have always led, and our team here locally in Louisiana has always led with our love of the oils. And so my question quickly is, any ideas on how we might, I mean, we're definitely going to incorporate this great training, but how we might sort of transition so that people in my community can hear me in a new way? Because I've been like the oil lady, and they're like, I don't care about oils. I want to transition to this approach, and I wanted to know if you had any thoughts.
Have some you can call them what you say, a customer appreciation class or an event where you have everybody come and you say, oh my gosh, yes, the oils are amazing, but you know what, I want to talk to you guys about something super special today, and go through that worksheet, hand that worksheet out to everybody in the room and have them fill it out with you while they go, and take time and say, you know what, I love the oils and you guys know the oils are amazing, but there's a whole piece of doTERRA that we haven't even really looked at. Let's take a look at that today and just go through some of the products. They're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a great idea. Thanks.
And I don't know if you guys, I teach this, but I don't know if everyone's caught on to this. When I enroll somebody, and Roger, you may do something similar. I know there's others that do something similar. I actually make up a little sample pack. I call it a welcome pack. I give them an oil book, and I give them a welcome pack that contains mostly things that were not in their kit. I always include the toothpaste sample, shampoo and conditioner sample, deep blue rub sample, slim and sassy gum, all of that stuff. And I go over with them at their lifestyle overview what it is, what it's for, tell them to try it and let me know what they think. Tell me what their favorite stuff was. And I put a little reminder to check in and just ask them, like, have you tried this? I also like to give them a little roller ball of something that I always include balance, because I think balance is a daily oil. But particularly if they have a real specific health issue, I try to make them up a personalized roller bottle blend of stuff that wasn't in their kit.
Yep.
You're always trying to suggest things that were not in their kit. Teach them to use the stuff that they bought, of course, but also you're wanting to put stuff in there, and consumable products, non-oil products, is a genius thing to do. So let them try some of it. I even got, those little, I don't know what size they are, but they're little dropper bottles. They're about this tall, so shorter than a 5 ml, but you can use the 5 ml rollers and just don't put the roller in. Fill that up with Serenity soft gels. And tell them to take them at bedtime. I mean, they only need, I think you can fit like 4 or 6 in there. That's like, a few nights they can try Serenity soft gels. They'll be sold on Serenity soft gels. So let them try stuff that's not in their kit. I mean, that's just, you're investing. That's why God created fast starts. So we can take that money and make a lifetime customer out of the person instead of a one-hit wonder. We don't want one-hit wonders, okay? Because we don't sell Tupperware. That's why doTERRA has a 65% retention rate instead of 8%, because we have products that are consumable. How many Tupperware bowls do you need? But man, I need to go to sleep every night, and I need my hair not to be frizzy. And you all need to not see me with non-doTERRA hair, because that would look like a llama out here in the summertime. Okay, so that's kind of some basic.
One of the things that I tell them when I schedule a membership overview, I'm glad you said that because I forgot to talk about it. I do the exact same thing, and I tell them, look, I'm going to bring you some gifts when I come for your membership overview, and that's one of the things I bring them. Another thing I think is important that I didn't really stress as much as I like to is I'm a massive advocate of getting someone to have a clean and healthy home. And 90% of the people in this country do not understand the horrific danger to their family for what they have in their house. I tell them that the EPA estimates that your pollution in your house is worse than downtown LA, that most of your personal and hygiene products are so full of toxins that if you knew what was in them, it would mortify you. And if I ever have anybody that doubts that, I'm like, all right, do me a favor right now. Let's sit down at your computer. Go get me your favorite product that you use more than anything else, and let's sit down and Google the ingredients. Teach people the dangers that are in their home that they don't know about. Laundry detergent, oh my God, it is so toxic. And people don't know that because we just have this assumption, well, it's in the store, of course it's safe because the FDA has their best interest out from you, right? So I love to help people understand, like, this is what my job is, not to help you stop coughing. My job is to help you live a life where you have health and vitality. Like if you asked me 6 years ago, if you showed me a picture of me today, 6 years ago, I would have thought you were on something. I had no dream, in my wildest dreams, I never thought I could be as healthy as I am today, where I was 6 years ago. Yeah. And that doesn't have to be just for people who are sick. Like people even who are healthy, like 3 or 4 years later, look back and say, oh my gosh, wow, look at what's changed in my life. Yeah. That's what these products do. So helping people understand the overall purpose of what we're doing, not just to help them have an oil to help their rash go away or to help them sleep better or whatever, but like, let's get I don't have toxins in my house. That's an amazing thing to be able to say, especially if there's children involved. I have a friend whose kid bit a Tide Pod and was in the ICU for months. It was horrific. From a freaking piece of crap in their laundry room. I love that my kid could drink On Guard laundry detergent and be okay. Like, that's why we do this, guys. Our job is to help people have lives like that.
Yeah, love it. This has been so fantastic. Roger, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for getting up early, taking the time to be with us and share us your genius. I love doTERRA because, like, you know, we're on different teams, but we're not competing with each other. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to help people, empower people to have healthier homes. I love that Roger's a single dad and that he's out here busting in this business. No excuses. That makes me love you even more. And so thank you so much for sharing your genius with our team. And I hope that you all will tag your team members who are not here watching. Both of these recordings, the recording will be posted in both of our groups, the one for Elites and Below, which is our Launch to Elite group, and Club 333 for Elites and Above. So of course the recording is always live in Club 333, but we're gonna go post it later today. So you can tag all your folks there. How many of you all think that everybody that enrolls people should be watching this video? Yeah, exactly. So let's get the message out there and let's start talking more about these consumable products, and let's by all means make sure we're using them in our homes so that we have stories to tell and we can be not be disingenuous as we talk about them with other people, since we're using them ourselves. Thank you very much, you guys. We'll be back here next week, 11 a.m. Eastern time. You can sign up for a reminder, remind.com/join/Club 333, and then you won't forget where and when to go. Imagine that. All right, guys, love you. Have an amazing week. Get out there and tell somebody about doTERRA today. Shine on.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks, Roger.
Bye-bye.